Hello, everybody. Luz here. Happy December. It is December 2020. It is the last month of the year. And today we are going to be talking about planning. So I came on here during one of my morning runs. I think it was yesterday. Time runs by so quickly. And I talked about the three things that are really core and fundamental for our success, right? So let me know, hashtag if you're here live, hashtag if you're catching this on the replay. And again, as a reminder, every Wednesday we come on and we do these business trainings, peak performance training. So yes, we're talking about your business, but guess what? If the rest of your life isn't amazing, then your business is going to suffer. So this is really holistic training that we're doing here. Anyway, so I went on my run. I'm training for a half marathon, and I talked about two things. We need to stop waiting. Looks like my internet disconnected. We need to stop waiting for wanting. And two, we need to stop relying on willpower. And those two things are kind of like, right? Like, it's not often that you hear people telling you, stop relying on willpower. And it's not often that people really have you make the connection between wanting and your goals, right? We want to achieve the things we want to achieve. And then so often it doesn't happen because you're relying on wanting and you're relying on willpower. So today we're going to be talking about planning, and we're going to start doing some of that planning ourselves so we can have you guys be ready for 2021. And if you are here for it, type in the chat, I am here for it. So I'm just going to go over here to see all of your comments so I can see your beautiful faces, comments, see who's here. All right. Hey, Ariel, how's it going? Oh, love Ariel. She's one of our clients, been working with Ariel for a long time, and Ariel is kicking major butt. You guys definitely want to join her Facebook group. She talks about talking about peak performance, right? She talks about how to be healthy on all levels, where it be moving your body, consuming the right food, so you're not, suffering from inflammation. We will actually have her on here at some point in maybe later this month, if not 2021. So let's go ahead and dive in and welcome anyone who is here and you are new to this group. Welcome to the group. Let me pull up our presentation and share screen. Here we are. Okay. So welcome to High Ticket Client Online Secrets. So what we focus on, what we do is we work with people just like you. You are in this group for a reason. You're in this group because you want to either reach that $10,000 milestone in your business, or you've already reached your 10K milestone and you are really focused on taking your business to the next level, right? So you guys heard the story of Mary. Mary has a $200K, dollar business. She's killing it. She's doing great. But now she wants to double and triple her business. And so whether you're starting and you're like, I don't know where to begin, I don't know what to do, or whether you already have a business, but guess what? There's small but really important things that you might not be doing in your business, such as like your list, your email list. Do you have a strategy there? Do you, are you consistently messaging your people? Do you have a content strategy? Your branding. So we redid Mary's branding, which is really exciting. I can show you guys the before and after pictures, but we were just like over the moon excited with her results. And she's seeing the results in terms of having her biggest month. We have another client. So for my clients, if you guys are here, let us know. I don't want to share all of your numbers, but we have another client who had another best month ever. She brought in 8K and, said since, starting with you guys, just starting to see the momentum. And so there's a lot of momentum building. We have another client who got published. We have another client who is on part of a magazine and, making more and more sales. So it's super exciting to be here, and the stuff works. And if you're like, what's the stuff? It's the 7 pillars, the 7 pillars of online success. And we have trainings for that. And by the way, there was a special that was running. For those of you that catch this in the next hour, I'm going to extend it by just an hour. So we had our Cyber Monday special, which ended 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to extend it just for the people who are watching this. I'm going to extend it for 50 more minutes. In the next 50 minutes, if you sign up for our boot camp, usually people paid over $100 to do this training live. We have a recording of it. It's 3 days. It is really freaking good. And I really encourage you to get it. It's $27 for the next 50 minutes. Okay, so let's keep going. So what do we do here? We do business trainings. So again, it can be either peak performance or it can be specifically about your business. So today we're going to be talking about planning. So you are here and you are here because you are reaching, you're getting your business to that 6 and 7 plus figure mark. We support you through creating 4 and 5 figure online programs. So our focus is online. So you like say Mary's business is offline. She is a services business where she goes into people's homes and she restores their natural stone. You don't have to just have an online business, but if you're any business, any kind of business, you need an online presence. And so we help you be the authority in your industry online. Become an online magnet for your dream clients so you know where to find people and they know where to find you. And then, hi Albino, hi Anna. Ariel says here for it, love it. For the training, Ariel, yes. For the training, what I will do is, so I will type it here for you guys. Let me find it. So tiny.cc. It's Cyber Monday Boot Camp. Tiny.cc Cyber Monday Boot Camp. But let me put it here in the comments. Can I make a comment this way? Yes, I can. Oh, I can't post directly, so I'm going to have to go to Facebook. Just give me a second while I put that together. Okay, and as I'm doing this and putting this link there, if you guys want to share your wins, would love to hear what is going right in your world. My world, I am prepping for a half marathon, which I'm super excited. That's going to be my first goal that I accomplished in 2021. Okay, so that is the link for the training. Good to see you, Anna. It is so good to hear, from you. And thank you for that update or that, heads up about Guanajuato. We absolutely love Guanajuato. Okay, so back to training. We help you become an online magnet for your dream clients, use social media and digital content to make more sales, and do all of these things without feeling lost or overwhelmed by social media, tech, or marketing. Community guidelines, we bring the energy. So once a week, we come here on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. And this is a complimentary training. Guys, there are people who pay, thousands of dollars to be part of our community. You guys get this for free once a week, which is pretty amazing. So I would encourage you to put this time on your calendar every Wednesday. And if you're one of our clients, get more training. Still put this on your calendar, 12 p.m. PST on your calendar for every single week. Okay, so what we do here is we bring the energy. There, especially because of COVID, there are so many low energy spaces around our communities, around our cities, around the world. There are 2 ways for us to approach when things are hard. One is you get stronger, you become more loving, kinder, you appreciate what you have. The other is to succumb to the circumstances. And guess what? Life is life. You are going to have hard circumstances no matter what. And so I really encourage you to come into this community every single Wednesday and work on bringing your energy, because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And so we come here on Wednesdays to practice the energy levels that we're going to bring to our clients, to our life, to our relationships, to how we eat, to how we exercise, right? This is, yes, it's business, but you have a life. And so we really look at your success as a holistic approach. So energy, we just came from UPW, Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. Energy is one of the most important things. And so this is a community where we come and I want you guys to bring your energy. Number 2, this isn't a community where you're here to be comfortable. You're not here to just do the same things that you've always done. If you want different results, you can't keep the same perspectives and the same actions that you've taken in the past, because those same perspectives, the version of you that you are right now got you to the place where you are right now. If you want more from life, which I believe we are all brought here to be more, to be the best versions of ourselves, and to live out our best, our best experience, right? To really grow into the best version, you're gonna have to consistently get used with being uncomfortable. Can we all say yes? Being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with discomfort, because that is the only way that you're going to grow. So every time you're feeling that discomfort, like, ooh, I'm, going into new territory, get excited. So we say goodbye to the comfort zone and we say yes to imperfect, courageous, and intelligent action. Number 3, we choose joy and we have fun. Again, it's been a heavy year. So in this community, we choose to say yes to joy and to fun, no matter what the circumstances are, because it is so critical to our quality of life, to your quality of life, that we choose our perspective, that we choose how it is that we come into every single day. And in this community, we do so with love and with joy, and we choose fun. Number 4, bring your full self, your authenticity. You don't have to have all the answers to be part of this community, to be a magnate. If you're here, you're a business magnate. That is our name for our community members. I have a tattoo about it. So we are business magnates, and magnates are the best in their industry, right? So you are here because you are growing yourself to be the best in your industry. But guess what? Every magnate had a day one. So whether you're having an amazing month, whether you're having a harder season, whether you're having, terrible day, you can change it around. You're welcome here, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through. We love you. We're excited that you're here. You belong here. You belong in this community. We're going to cheer you on no matter what. And we're going to expect and hold you to the highest standards, because that's what you're capable of. And so just know that you are loved here exactly as you are. And finally, number 5, this is a community where we go big and we raise the bar. This is not a community where we have small goals. If you want that community, there probably are other groups. This is a community for somebody who wants more, somebody who sees where they are and they say, that person got to 6 figures. Like a ton of our friends, actually, this is really exciting. A ton of our friends are making $100,000 months. And it was just like, that's so exciting. I love it, right? And seeing all of our clients, they're making, big moves and they're having successes. And this is a space where you are encouraged to be the biggest version of yourself, where you don't have to make yourself smaller so you can make other people comfortable. This is a place where we do have expectations, and we will expect you to rise to be the best of yourself. That doesn't mean you have to be hard on yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to get it perfect. That just means you have to try. If you guys haven't read the book Mindset by Carol Dweck, you have to read this book. It's not about the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset says, if I'm bad at this, then I just must be bad at this. It's like, no. The thing that I want you guys to get really good at and be proud of for yourselves is effort. As long as you're going every single day and you're showing up with effort, then you're doing an incredible job. And again, this is where you guys have us, because there's a great quote today that I'm going to be writing about. And it says, people are often enthusiastically running in the wrong direction, right? We don't want to be those people that are enthusiastically running in the wrong direction. We want you guys to have intelligent effort. And at the same time, we don't want your success and your happiness to depend on just your results. We want your pride and your sense of growth and development to really be based on your level of effort, okay? All right, so welcome. Excited to have you. Please share all of your celebrations with us in the comments, because we are here to celebrate you, and the universe wants to celebrate you. And the more vocal and the more excited, even if you're catching this on the replay, that you are with the things that are going right in your life, the more that the universe is listening. The universe is listening to where you're paying your attention. Your brain is also listening. It's called the reticular activating system. And so you want to get into a practice of identifying and celebrating the good. Okay, so for this week, we are going to be talking about planning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up really quickly and grab all my planners, because these are things that I use on a daily basis. And we're going to go through my system. Some of you guys have heard my training before. I have a YouTube video about it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into some of the logistics of exactly how this works. And the other thing that you guys should have on your radar is I am putting together a training event where we are going to be talking about planning literally for 4 hours. And it's a retreat that I've done 5 to 6 years. And I usually do it in person, but COVID. And so what you're going to do is at the end of this retreat, you will have your goals done for 2021. You will have measured. So a huge thing, right? You guys have heard, if you don't measure it, you can't track and you can't really grow intentionally what you don't measure. And so we want to track and measure the pieces of your life that are most important. Some of these might not be super obvious, right? Like, are you measuring your courage? Are you measuring your level of contribution? We want you guys to know the things that are most important to you, living the best life, whatever that is for you. There are some common patterns across humanity. And then there are things that are specifically important to you, and you want to be really conscious about those. But then rather than just having awareness, you want to track and measure those things. And really exciting, we're actually working on an app where there will be an app for those of you who are our clients. You guys will have an app that's going to allow you to measure, of course, your activities that drive your business forward. And also, we are going to have an app that will allow you to check in and do your morning routines, your evening routines, and track metrics for having a holistically thriving life. Because it's like, what's the point of having an amazing business if you're not loving life, right? So we bring those two together. Anna, no, absolutely not. The retreat is not just for entrepreneurs. Such a great question. No. This retreat is for anybody who's a human being who wants to enter 2021 feeling on fire. Anybody who's like, I am here for having an incredible year. I am here. So it's broken down into 2 parts. There's the processing and planning, right? So for 2020, it's been one of those years, right? It has. So for 2020, what we're going to do is you're going to journal. And every year, it's just such a good practice. What did you learn? How did you grow? Who did you become in 2020? What did you gain, right? Like, what were the lessons from 2020? So we're going to do an entire exercises around that. And then we switch over to 2021. And you're going to work on your goals. So you're going to have your top goals for different areas. You're going to have your metrics. You are going to finish your vision board. So we ask you, I know it's super fun. We ask you to go buy your cardboard. We already asked Matt's mom. We're in San Diego for the month for like magazines. So you want to have your magazines. You want to have your scissors, stickers, glue, whatever it is that you're going to use. Actually, I have my vision board. For every year, I do a vision board, and I'm going to teach you guys how it is that I do that during the retreat. So this is my vision board. Can I see it? Let's see. Yeah, this is my vision board from this year. And it's actually really incredible, the things when I made my vision board, I was like, why is there so much water? Because I was in Texas, right? Like, I was living in Texas. My plan was to stay in Texas. There's not that much water in Texas. And this has a whole lot of water. And it had tons of travel. I was like, travel? But guess what? And then it also had a special someone in there who is now part of my life. So it's kind of cool, the things that it doesn't mean that I am spiritual. And I think I believe that we are co-creators with the universe. And so the things that we pay attention to are things that can manifest more easily. And I believe that, we create to a large extent through our perspective and through the work that we do, right? We create the reality, and we can change, and we have so much control over the lessons that we learn and how it is that we show up. Anyway, so it's really good to go into a new year with having an intention for who you want to be, how you want to grow. We're going to do a growth development plan. We're going to be moving some light yoga, etc. So it's going to be awesome. We might even have some aura. This is a maybe. I'm talking to somebody about this, where you can have a scan of your aura and get some information about what you find. Okay, so that's information about the retreat. If you guys have any other questions, and Anna says, awesome, I'm in. Woohoo! Great. It'll be awesome to have you there. So you guys will leave the retreat. It's going to be 4 hours. There's going to be an optional hour for you to finish your vision board. So if you guys want to set apart an extra hour, because we just have so much work to do, right? So you guys are going to go into 2021 totally ready. So let's go ahead and get down to business and talk about planning. So when it comes down to planning, we want a backwards plan, okay? So I am going to pull up our presentation here. Okay, so that one was formatted by, here we are. Okay, so we're gonna think of planning, and with planning, if any of you, work in corporate, have worked in corporate, you've probably heard of backwards planning. Backwards planning. So what we really want to be looking at here is, where are you going? This begins with ELMIS. So with ELMIS, we've talked about ELMIS before, and I'm going to very briefly touch upon ELMIS. ELMIS is so critical for you to have your vision of where you're going. So I showed you guys very briefly my vision board for 2021, but guess what? I also have a vision board for 2026 that I created back in 2016. So that's my 10-year vision board. And, it's pretty incredible, the things, more and more things that I've had in my intention for now for 4 years, and continuing to build on that vision that I set, 4 years ago. And it's really, really cool to see you getting closer and closer. For you to know where you're going, I want you guys to have an understanding of where you're going in 10 years, right? So some people might say oh, we're going to plan for 2021. No, it doesn't work that way. So one thing that we're going to be doing during the retreat is, we're actually, and this sounds a little dark, but it's not. I think it's actually just really smart. We're going to go all the way to your death. We're going to go all the way to your funeral, right? And I want you guys to live intentionally. We are not here to just go through the motions. We are not here to just be consumers. We're not here to just wake up and you are primed by commercials and TV and ads and all these things to just be a robot who watches media and consumes. I'm sorry, but I don't think that that's what life is about. I think life is about becoming. It's about who you can grow to be. Life is about loving life. It's about the spiritual journey that you're going on, and the spiritual development, which includes growing your business. And so to get there, you have to know, what does a life well lived mean for me? And for you to have an answer for that, I want you guys to go to the very end. I want you to go to the end of imagine your funeral. And if you guys can't join us, you guys will get a little tiny snippet of what you'll get at the retreat. I want you to think, imagine it's your funeral. People are there. What are they saying about who you are, who you were, how you lived your life? What do they say about your courage? What do they say about the risks that you took, how bold you were, how loving, how caring, how kind? Maybe the opposite. Maybe you just kept to yourself. Your life was just about you and not giving, right? I don't know. I want you guys to think, given the journey you've had so far and the experience of life that you had so far, what, where is your life taking you? And I went to a training, and this was so powerful, right? They said, you are on a trajectory right now. You're on a trajectory with how you're eating, the media you're consuming, the things that we're focusing on, your career. You are on a journey. You're on a trajectory. The powerful thing is that, let's imagine you're on a cruise ship, right? You're on a cruise ship and you're going in, whatever direction. Now, suppose that through intention, through thinking about this exercise of, when I die, who do I want to be? For me, I'll tell you guys about some of the things that I want to be true when I die. I want people to say wow, she never settled. She gave this life her all every single day. She lived hungrily and passionately, and she just sucked up as much love and energy and gave as much of that to her life as was humanly possible. She touched the lives of hundreds of thousands to millions, tens of millions, more than that, tens of millions of people around the world. She stood for things that were hard. She stood for things that mattered, that other people thought were unpopular to say, but she believed and she had integrity and she lived her life that way. She loved her husband and her kids so incredibly, and she loved on her people. And because she was, the world was a better place, right? That's my roadmap. That's what I'm working with. And that's what I'm getting to. And so given that vision, of course, there's a lot more, a lot more there. Then we backwards plan. And this is where your LMIS comes in. Having an understanding of, okay, backwards planning, not just backwards planning to 10 years from now, backwards planning literally to when you die. And also, that could literally be tomorrow. We heard a quote somewhere just yesterday. Matt and I were watching a training that said, you know, like he was talking about carpe diem. Like if there was a what do you call them? A reporter, right? That was following you around your entire day, and you're just doing your life, but they followed you around, and then how you lived was published, and everybody was going to hear about it, and that was a reflection of you and your life. How would you feel about that? Would you feel like you were just going through the motions? Or did you feel like you were intimately and passionately involved with life, right? I want the second one. I want to intimately be living with life and be giving and just like be in the sexy dance with life. And so to do so, again, you know where we're going. And then from that vision, then you do a 10-year plan. And to do that 10-year plan, this is where I want you guys to think about your LMIS. This is where you're thinking of your experiences. So LMIS is a framework that I created after, like 10 years of trying a bunch of things. And that gives you, it's sort of your North Star, right? So LMIS is your North Star of where it is that you're going with your life. So the E tells you like when I went to all the school in the world and nobody ever asked me like, who do you want to become? Like, let's study you. Like, what makes you successful and feel happy and thriving? So this is a little bit of that. So you want to think of your own life. What have been the experiences that you've partaken in? What trainings, knowledge, certifications? What's the journey that you're going to, that you've been on, that you would love to guide people through? How is it that your unique experience of life can bring, what are your expertise, right? Like, what's your expertise and what do you want your expertise to be in the future? Then we think about your lifestyle. And the thing is, this is like making a chocolate cake. This is a unique recipe for happiness and joy and success and financial wealth and overall wealth and abundance in your life. There is no, like all the LMISs, like Matt has an LMIS, I have an LMIS, we have a couple's LMIS, you're going to have an LMIS, your mom's going to have an LMIS, everybody has their own LMIS. And so but you have to know what your LMIS is, right? So lifestyle, I want you guys to think, what is the lifestyle in 10 years from now? You would be super thrilled to be living, right? For me, maybe it looks very different from you. For me, I want a live-in nanny. I want a personal chef. I want a personal trainer. I want a bunch of things that really increase the quality of my life and that allow me to bring the amount of contribution and impact to this world that I'm committed to. Then we think about money. Again, you're going to have your own answer for money, and other people are going to have different answers. For some of you, it's going to be like, you're going to be extremely happy with $5K per month. Some of you, you're going to be really happy with $20K per month. Some of you, you're going to be really happy with $100K. I just heard from somebody that I know, she's had her first $1 million month, right? Some of you, it's going to be $1 million month. So you get to decide what are the milestones and timelines that you're committed to when it comes to your LMIS. Then we have impact. Impact, again, this is going to depend on you. Do you want to touch the life of one person? Do you want to be like, I'm a teacher And the kids that come through my classroom, that is where I was put on this planet to change their lives. And I will, happily be committed to these kids for as long as I shall live. I was a teacher, a 5th grade teacher, and the principal of this school, Maria Evans, amazing, incredible human being, woman, just like she was. I think she got the award of like Woman of the Year or something. Anyway, totally incredible human being. She had dedicated her entire life to being, honestly, one of the best principals on the planet. And that was what gave her joy, that like it just inspired her. It fed her soul. And I want you to ask that question, what feeds your soul, right? So for her, impact looked like working in her community. For other people, it's going to be impacting the lives of millions of people. For other people, it's going to be impacting the life of your family. There is no right or wrong answer. Maybe you just want to be the best mom you can be. You want to be the best dad that you can be. You want to be the best boss, right? Like, think of what does impact mean to you. Finally, strengths. What are your natural strengths? What are you just really good at? What do people tell you you're really good at? And really have an intimate understanding of what you just like. You're just better than other people. What am I really good at that some other people are not? Planning. I'm incredible at planning. I've been planning since like I was 5. I've had lists of things and planning. I have been perfecting planning since like high school. Literally, like I've been meticulous and, color coding and all that stuff for as long as I can remember. So this is something that I'm really good at. And so it helps with our clients, right? Like we create systems and templates and make it super easy for you guys because that's a strength. And so you put all that together, and that is your unique recipe for your 10 years in the future that you're going to. And at that point, you can work on your 10-year vision board, which I totally recommend. And then we backwards plan. So when you backwards plan, you're going to be looking at 10 years. So 10. I want you to do 5. I want you to do 3, 1. So you're going to have a vision. You're going to have a statement for 10 years in the future, 5 years in the future, 3 years in the future, and 1 year in the future, right? So I want you to be thinking, and then you're going to be thinking in terms of 10 core areas. So the 10 core areas, let me see if I can just pull them up very quickly. 10 areas. Give me a second. So it's going to be wealth, health. So I created these 10 categories. I'm just having to find them now, but I'll just pull up the ones that I remember off the top of my head. It's been a while because I focused on peak performance coaching and I had created a framework for that. Okay, so we're going to be looking at your health. You're going to be looking at your wealth. You're going to be looking at your relationships. You're going to be looking, and this includes relationship with self, with romantic, and then friends and family. You're also going to be looking at, so this is actually something that I do every month. So like I told you guys, you want to have metrics for the things that are most important. And so I have metrics. Let's see if I can. I have metrics every month that I measure for the things that are most important in my life. And so some of these, again, they're going to change depending on the things that are priorities for you. And so you have to get to know who you are and what's important to you. Okay, so then you're going to have faith and spirituality. You're also, oh yeah, this is a huge one. Emotions and meaning. This is huge. And so often you don't see it in terms of the things that you should have metrics for. We're going to have growth and contribution / impact. And am I missing a huge one? Okay. Oh yeah, of course. Well, of course you have your work and your career. Okay, so we have so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So about there. And then I have extra ones for the values of the things, the kind of person that I want to be. And so I have metrics around those. So for your planning for 5 years, for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, and 1 year, you just want to do an assessment. At the end of every year, you want to do an assessment of how am I doing? Now, then we get into your 1 year planning. For your 1 year planning, it would be really easy for you to get really complex. And I am going to encourage you to not do that. We want to keep things simple, simple, simple. So you are going to just create, you're going to have 2 to 3 personal growth goals and 2 to 3 career goals. So for your business, for your job, whatever it is that you're doing, you want to, for personal, I would say you can do 1 to 3. So you're going to have, how is it that you're growing your career? And then you're also going to see how is it that you're growing personally, right? So for a long time, one of the goals that I had was to become the sort of the soulmate that I wanted to be. And so I put time and money and into getting coaches to, and like buying books and like just invested so much of my time. Then it shifted over to business, putting time and money and energy into these areas of development that were really important for me. And so I want you guys to think by the end of 2021, you will be a different person. We are either growing or you're moving either forward or backwards, right? Because if you're just staying stagnant, you're moving backwards because there are people who are passing you by. There is no such thing as just, even if you're growing, growing at a very slow rate, you're just staying stagnant. And so you want to have a very aggressive growth development plan every single year. And what I want you guys to be thinking is, who am I going to become by the end of 2021 that I am not now, that I'm excited to become, right? And you're going to be thinking that in terms of these buckets that we have here. And then I want you to find the ones that are the most important to you, right? So yes, you're going to be working on all these things. And ideally, so one day I'm going to print my own planner. And then you guys will be able to do this through my planner. You can't now. But you're going to be assessing yourself on all of these things. But I want you to have just three top goals that you're working on, right? So 3 top goals for your development in terms of who you are as a human being and as a professional. And that's going to go somewhere in your office, in your room. It's going to be top of mind every single day. And then what you do is you backwards plan and you have monthly planning. You're going to have quarterly planning, monthly planning, and then weekly planning and daily planning. So every single day, you literally are working towards your goals. And what are your goals for 2021 informed by? They're informed by your 10-year vision. What's your 10-year vision informed by? Your life vision of who you want to be as a human being. And I recommend for you to rethink that and just go back to that at least once a year, because things change. Maybe you didn't have kids, now you have kids, or something's shifted in your life and you get to recalibrate, right? So you're currently going in a certain direction on this cruise ship. If you just moved it by 3 degrees, initially you won't even notice a change. You won't notice that much happened. But after time, and this is why we do the work that we do, after time, these, if they were 2 ships, they would end up in totally different destinations. And this is what happens to human beings. By the decisions that you make, or you avoid making, or you refuse to make, or you just don't make, they will literally change your life. And they're tiny little things. So the little things are the big things, and they always have been. And so do you continue to be consumed by media? Do you continue to keep living your life just going through the motions? Do you continue to be a zombie basically in this human amazing experience that we have, just going through the motions, which is just, it's incredible for me to even think about? Or do you make a decision today? Do you make a decision a year ago? Do you make a decision now? Like, do you make a decision to be a fully rise to your highest potential, to be the version of you that you were, I believe, sent here to become? You weren't sent here. You were here. You have breath and you have life for a purpose. You're not just here to just buy more shit and just be a consumer and just be a zombie who watches TV. No, You are here to develop and to grow and to have rich experience as a human being. And you can decide the richness, the amount of richness that you bring into your life by decisions that you make today. So if you choose to make that 3-degree difference by choosing to eat green foods, waking up early in the morning, going, moving your body, loving on your people, growing, reading a book instead of watching media, it'll literally change your life. You could also choose to make a huge change, which will change your life even more. So just a reminder, this is all in your hands. And that's it for today. Thank you, everybody who joined us, whether you're catching this live or catching this on the replay. I hope that this was inspirational for you. This is a little kick in the butt, a reminder of the life that you're living. You're not going through the motions. You're living a life that hopefully you fill with purpose. And I will catch you again in a couple of weeks. You guys will have Matt next week. And until then, sending you so much love. Bye, everybody.